This certainly doesn't sound very conventional and our idea of a classic farm. But with global climate change and population growth, we all might just be heading in this direction sooner than we think. Farming in cities is the new way to go in our struggle to produce enough food to feed our entire world population and fight climate change too. You're probably thinking, how on earth can we have farms in cities? You need farmlands, trucks. That's not possible in cities where it's mostly buildings and cement. The truth is, you don't need so much infrastructure to grow food. You could actually grow delicious things to eat in your own home if you wanted to. It all comes down to technological progress. Urban farming is becoming more and more popular in big cities. Farmers find it very profitable, and the produce is top quality. So, this is a win-win situation. We'll be getting into all of this on today's list, where we will be giving you 10 reasons why the future of farming is in the cities. Sit back and relax, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like the video, or leave a comment in the section below. Reason number 1, you get seasonal produce all year round. Some of the world's richest have already started climbing on board with the vertical farming train. Rich investors like Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, former McDonald's CEO Don Thompson, Leonardo DiCaprio, and Kimball Musk, the brother of billionaire Elon Musk. Kimball Musk is the co-founder of Square Roots, a shipping container farm in Brooklyn. Square Roots is a great example of urban farming because this company connects people in cities to local, real, and fresh food. Its produce stays fresher for longer. Being hand-harvested, the produce is taken to a local store within hours, so it doesn't lose its nutritional value. Square Roots stands out because its produce is free of GMOs and pesticides. Its cloud-connected farms and data-empowered farmers are always learning from each other and coming up with new ways to grow more food with fewer resources. Square Roots indoor farms recreate an ideal growing environment with the perfect climate, providing peak season flavor all throughout the year in any urban location. How cool is that? You don't have to wait every season for a specific fruit or vegetable, but you can get it all year round. How awesome is that? Next, we have arable land. Because of all the twists and turns of global climate change and impending environmental doom, outdoor farming is getting much harder every year. Climate change, resulting in long periods of floods or droughts, is currently destroying a lot of farmland. Farmers are looking for new ways to grow fruit and vegetables. Besides floods and droughts, outdoor farming has other challenges such as pests. The UN estimates that pests destroy around 20 to 40% of crops that are grown. It's no wonder that farmers are turning to other methods of food production. Vertical farming is more than just an option for some farmers. It's starting to become more of a necessity. Next up, urban farms don't take up much space. Hidden beneath the streets of New York, London, and Tokyo, you can find cellars created as urban farms. You could walk on the streets of these overcrowded capitals, not even knowing that underneath your very feet lies the fruits and vegetables that you will one day gobble up. In New York, under Michelin star restaurants, there are small farms. Under the streets of London, there are shelter farms. In Tokyo, there are pumpkin vines and rice paddies inside the office buildings. These high-tech vertical farms deploy hydroponics, aeroponics. In Sweden, there's a 12-story triangular building where plants travel from the top floor on tracks to the bottom floor to get enough sunlight and make harvesting easier. In Chicago, vegetables are grown on a floating raft in an old meatpacking plant, nourished by waste from nearby fish tanks. There are other farms in the US that hang their crops in the air. The roots are sprayed with nutrients, so no soil or tanks of water are required. Up next, at number 4, urban farming is very profitable. Because of the smaller space required to produce these crops and the distance to the market, there is big money in vertical farming. In the long run, it will work out cheaper both for farmers and the public. Vertical farmers are very efficient in growing leafy vegetables, and much more can be produced at a time than if they were to be grown outdoors. Customers will have easier access to the freshest produce. The global environmental crisis has disrupted food production, and the price of food has skyrocketed. Urban or vertical farms guarantee food production, so prices can stabilize. Urban farms also deliver on nutrition. On regular farms, a lot of the produce loses its nutritional value during shipping on trucks. Regular farm produce takes much longer to deliver than vertical farms. It must be admitted that building a vertical greenhouse is costly in the beginning and much more expensive than a a regular greenhouse. However, after the initial building of the urban greenhouse, energy costs are immediately less because the setup will reuse waste, heat from a local power plant, and biogas produced through the conversion of the building's own organic garbage. These energy-preserving methods can cut a building's energy costs up to 30 to 50%. Sounds amazing, doesn't it? You basically just need a lot of money to start a vertical greenhouse, and then you're good to go. Money will for sure roll in. Soon, you will be rich beyond your wildest dreams. Number 5, population growth will put too much stress on traditional farms. Currently, there are 7.7 billion people on Earth. In 2050, it is estimated that there will be at least 9 billion people. Climate change could reduce crop production up to 25%. That means a lot of people will neither be able to get fresh produce nor even be able to afford it as prices rise because of scarcity. Even right now, at this very moment, there isn't enough fertile farmland that can be used. Often jungles and rainforests are being cleared for more fertile farm space. So, it's up to us to start up and support vertical farms to protect the future of nature and of mankind, rather than patronize the big traditional farms that are continually hurting and slowly destroying the natural environment. Next, urban farms help fight climate change. Urban farms require fewer delivery trucks and less biofuel burned into the atmosphere, and that is exactly what this planet needs. It will also mean less agricultural runoff and pesticide pollution. Vertical farms would also halt the process of deforestation, eliminating another cause of climate change. The more produce grown indoors, the better for nature. It is believed that vertical farming will change food production as we know it at the moment. We guess you're wondering, surely there must be some negative changes too, right? It can't all be good. Rest assured, it is much better than outdoor farming. Global warming will slow down and entire ecosystems will revive. Isn't that what we all want so desperately? Now we're at number 7. You will be able to enjoy food that has used less pesticides and herbicides. Most of the time, we don't even know what they spray on the food that we eat, so we can be happy to know that vertical farming uses less or no pesticides and herbicides. There is much better control when growing indoors in a closed space without soil. This means no pests will be attracted and no pesticides need to be used. Yay to no longer poisoning our food. Food will be much healthier and nutritious. We can't wait to try this kind of produce. How about you? Next, we have Aero Farms. Like many vertical farms up and running in the US and overseas, Aero Farms is a great example of what our planet needs right now. They are a vertical farm company with farms in New Jersey. They have a whole new idea of taking produce from farm to plane. They already have an alliance with Singapore Airlines, whom they supply to. They're able to go from seed to harvest in a matter of 15 days. That's impressive. It takes traditional farms double that to grow food. The key to this farming miracle is aeroponics. Mists of water, oxygen, and nutrients drip onto the roots, and the plants end up using 95% less water than in traditional farming. Aero Farms brings in a revenue of $50 million every year, paving the way for many others to follow. Last on our list, it gives opportunities to small business owners. For small communities, urban farms give people jobs and a chance to positively influence the local economy. More and more local restaurants, grocers, schools, and institutions are looking for more local sources of food. Urban produce is more affordable and less time-consuming for both producers and consumers. There is this whole new market for it, and it energizes debilitated urban communities. There are a lot of urban farming programs out there that teach people about nutrition and about how to grow food. This helps community members to live a healthier lifestyle. They are basically giving back to Mother Nature by growing their food themselves or by supporting their local urban farm. There's still time for improvement. With limited space so far, vertical farms are not yet producing as much as outdoor farms. Building designs are still changing, and urban farms are still working on the best methods to cultivate indoors. These city farms are being created to make a sustainable future for our children and theirs. More and more of these farms are springing up around the world, and they could hold the key to solving the world's biggest environmental problems to date. There are thousands of environmental specialists and agricultural experts out there who don't agree with the claim that urban farming is capable of feeding entire populations. Tell us how you guys feel about it. Do you think it's a good idea or a bad one? Thanks for watching our video, guys. Hope you guys learned something, because we certainly did.